I want to give an example for this, Like we were in Gopal's Garden High School a few years ago. Their annual day celebration was going on. And it was interesting. The children did a beautiful program. It's 2.5, 3 hours of such an amazing program. They did devotional bhajans, and then there was cultural dance, everything the children, all parents were there, the hall was packed. But the biggest super 8 was the last item. The last item of the program was where these children dressed as soldiers in the Indian army. They are trying to defend one particular post or something. And very musical, it was dramatic. And one of the child was Sardar, they had, and then he's fighting, and then he's dying. All of them are being killed. And it was so ecstatic. And finally, this boy, the last soldier, he dies. But before dying, he somehow ensures that the flag is flying high. And there is a background, there's a beautiful patriotic song. And when this got over, everybody was crying. And we were looking at everybody in the audience. And it got a standing ovation. For 5 minutes. It was a super hit. This was the best part of the program. Everyone was like cheering, clapping. And then when we were coming back, for this devotee told me, "Acha nahi, isme koi Krishna hi nahi tha kidhar." There was no Krishna in this. So I said, "Prabhu, but there was Krishna bhajan in the beginning. There was cultural, dance. There was Krishna everywhere. But this is it. This was good and everybody liked it, and this is also great." "No, but this is not spiritual, Prabhu. Ours is a spiritual school. How are we different?" So I was discussing with him, and then I reflected also. For a child who's growing up, he may not be able to connect to Krishna. And we definitely don't want our children to be materialistic. But the child can connect to dedication, sacrifice, truth, honesty. So here was a principle in action. And if children can get attached to these principles, then they will naturally love Krishna also. Otherwise, what happens is, if we have nothing to hold on from this world, see, we need something of this world to hold on to go to Krishna. If this world offers nothing to us to hold on to go to Krishna, then we may get frustrated at our failure of being disconnected to Krishna. And we may slip down further. In fact, we may become worse. See, when we are coming to Krishna consciousness, first day, when we are coming to bhakti, our consciousness, our morality, our ethics, our values may be at level 2. Let us say level 2. Our principles in life. Level? Which level? 2. And Krishna is at level 100. Fine? We are at level 2 and we hear that we want Krishna. Where is Krishna? 100. 100 to dikh hi nahi raha hai. Oh, nahi dikh raha hai? Jump, catch. So we catch Krishna. But Krishna is very far. And nothing in this world is there for you to go to look forward to. So you are trying. From 2 we are going to 100. I'm not getting Krishna. Frustrated. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Finally, the soul wants some rasa, right? So then what happens? From 2, you keep looking up, you don't get anything. Then sometimes, some devotees, for rasa, they go to 1, 0, -1, -2. They betray their own values, and then they are wondering, I would have never done this if I was not a devotee. How did I land up doing this? What happened? Because we gave him nothing. We didn't create any safe space for him to connect to Krishna. Everything was Maya. Everything is Maya here. Only Krishna is the reality. So although our aspiration, our vision is pure chanting, our vision is remembrance of Krishna, our mission, our present practices of spirituality can be more authentic, more aligned to who we are, to who I am.